jumbles. Okay. The four sentences labeled 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, this is the para jumble that again you need to definitely attempt. Okay. I would rather rate this kind of the question as a gift question, okay, which are very quite easy. Okay. And they give you free ka 3 marks. That's the reason that I'm calling you a gift question. Okay. Now, again, initially we used to advise to our students, okay, that please don't attempt the para jumbles, okay, because of the probability of the correct options out of the available options that are available, okay. But again, now the examiner, there are some para jumbles which the question setter actually wants you to solve, okay. And this is one kind of the question. And how do you know that whether the question setters wants us to solve a particular question or not? That is in case if there are some easy links which can be figured out from seeing the looking at the question at one go. Secondly, in case if you're able to find out the opening starter plus 2 or 3 links, so that means that there's a go ahead for it. Okay. So let's see the opening sentence for it. So one proposed answer is dehumanization. Okay. Since this is talking about one proposed answer, there has to be a question before it. Okay. I cannot just start with an answer where there's no question. So by that logic, this cannot be my opening sentence. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So let's say one proposed answer is dehumanization. Perpetrators of acts of violence often perceive their victims as lacking in some essential human characteristics. Okay, so this is actually a dehumanization. Okay, that is they don't even see their victims. Okay, so in case if a person is committing a crime, okay, so don't even see a person as a human being. Okay, thus too, so thus too cannot be the opening sentence. Thus, okay, so again not an opening sentence. And there's a question. Okay, so you got the click. Okay, that the fourth is actually your question. Okay, and then by the rules of a question and an answer. Okay, so in case if there is a question, the answer needs to come after it. Okay, so 4-1 makes a pair. Okay, but let's see. Okay, so why do people, okay, social animals that we are, commit acts of cruelty? Okay, and one proposed answer is dehumanization. Okay, so we are human beings, but why we commit the cruelty? Because when we are committing any kind of the cruelty, we even don't treat the person as a human being. Okay, so that is answering. So 4-1 makes a link. Okay, now again it's very simple. There is a thus and there is a thus too. Okay, so 2 is highlighting some more things. So the 3 will gonna come first and then 2 will gonna come. Okay, because of 2. Okay, so both are kind of concluding thus and then we're gonna say thus too. Okay, so an example. Okay, so thus too actually means that there's an example that is linked to the another example. Okay, because it is actually followed by 2. Okay, so there has to be some kind of an example and some kind of a conclusion which is there in the 3 and then the 2. Okay, so let's see. Does the classical use of propaganda in the run-up to acts of mass terrors and genocide often involves denigrating members of minority groups as animal paste? Okay. Now, what is denigrating is actually kind of all negative words. Okay. So let's say you can say criticizing, making somebody low. Okay. So that is the case. Okay. So you treat the member of minority group as an animal. Okay. So that is again a kind of, again linking to the definition, it's a kind of an example of dehumanization. Okay, so 3 will gonna come, and thus too with feminist thought that emphasizes objectification. Okay, seems to see a person as object entails failing to see them as a fully human. Okay, so again then one more example to prove the point. Okay, so that's a case, easy peasy para jumble. Okay, must do kind of a thing. Okay,